Now, listen, you guys, Bhad Bhabie is out there talking about what Nicki Minaj should have done. And honestly, it has made some people feel some type of way in as far as the hypocrisy that the music industry has when it comes to specifically Nicki Minaj. Now, we're also going to be talking about, and Bongo too is out there rage baiting the Barbz. And as usual, the Barbz are falling for it. Queen Latifah's show got cancelled, and Scarlip is out there posting a very, very concerning message. And these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea blog. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great. You guys, I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea.
Minaj, overrated, underrated?
I think she's perfectly rated. I feel like Nicki will always hold that, like,
queen?
Yeah, but she kind of got that bad rap on her own. Cause not saying she has to, but if you would take some of these newer artists under your wing instead of being so, like, snotty about it, people wouldn't look at her like you're being a bitch.
Next person, Cardi B.
I think she's perfectly rated. She's one of the biggest artists. She has records that are timeless.
Nicki Minaj, overrated, underrated?
I think she's perfectly rated. I feel like Nicki will always hold that, like,
queen?
Yeah, but she kind of got that bad rap on her own. Cause not saying she has to, but if you would take some of these newer artists under your wing instead of being so, like, snotty about it, people wouldn't look at her like you're being a bitch.
Next person, Cardi B.
I think she's perfectly rated. She's one of the biggest artists. She has records that are timeless.
Nicki Minaj.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. Now, personally, I find it rather interesting that there is so much more that people require from Nicki Minaj. There is this unrealistic standard that people have for Nicki Minaj, which seemingly doesn't apply to any other artist. And whoever decided to run with that narrative, honestly, is a genius. That's what I will say, because it appalls me each time. How people, each time Nicki Minaj is brought up, they're like, well, she didn't open the doors for others. She didn't help others. And people will say it with their full chest. And when you actually do ask them, what exactly should she have done in order to welcome these new girls? What do you expect her to do? Express to us what welcoming would have looked like. It's crickets. They literally don't even know what they're talking about. This so-called quote-unquote welcoming, they don't have an idea of what they want it to be like. So that being said, let's talk about the other people, that you would think that maybe people would have the same standards for. Let's talk about Beyonce. Who has Beyonce welcomed in the genre that she, dominates? Who has Rihanna welcomed? So this whole narrative just works when it comes to Nicki Minaj. Why is it some other female artists are not held to the same regard? It's almost like it reminds me of, somebody who just doesn't like someone and they look for the pettiest thing to say, well, I don't like her because of this. This is what exactly it gives. It's like somebody who's looking for an excuse and a reason to justify their hate for another person, because it doesn't make any sense. You don't hold Beyonce to the same standards. Do we not have Chloe Bailey right now under Beyonce? Is Chloe Bailey opening for Beyonce? Now, I want you to imagine if it was a situation where Chloe was an artist of Nicki Minaj and Nicki is going on tour, and instead of bringing Chloe on stage, she's out there bringing Ming. Tell me what that situation would have looked like. So honestly, this whole thing is very annoying. That's number one. Number two, let us talk about who actually opened also these doors, the so-called doors for Nicki Minaj, because there was a time when she was new in the industry. Who was opening these doors? Who was embracing her when she came in? No one. No, Lil Kim, no. It doesn't matter if Lil Kim doesn't embrace Nicki Minaj, it's okay. Because it's not like the beef between Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj started as Nicki stepped into the industry. At least from Nicki's side. At the beginning, she was out there giving Lil Kim her props and everything. And did Lil Kim embrace her? There were other female rappers also in the game when Nicki came in there. Who was out there embracing her? And what does the embracing mean? I am confused. What do people want from this woman? Do you guys want her to be writing lyrics for the upcoming girls? Do you want her to be giving free features? Well, she has done that to some who turned against her before. Bongo 2 up to now hasn't paid Nicki Minaj for a verse. So I don't know what else people expect from this. And the fact that Bhad Bhabie is so comfortable sitting on that couch and saying nothing is interesting to me. Yeah, I said saying nothing because it's senseless, whatever she was saying. It doesn't make any sense. It's more like, well, we've got nothing negative to say about her. Let's talk about either her husband. Let's say she's bitter. Let's say she has an attitude. Let's say she's mean. Which are things that they let all these other female rappers get away with. But when it comes to her, it's a problem. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this entire situation. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, still talking about Nicki Minaj. It is actually being reported that Nicki Minaj has broken the record for the most songs with over 1 billion streams on Spotify amongst female rappers. She has 7 songs, and I guess that's after Super Bass, got 1 billion streams. And so I just wanted to say congratulations to Nicki Minaj for continuing to break these boundaries and barriers, especially knowing how, hard the music industry is on her and how she doesn't have all these other streaming deals that other female rappers have with platforms like Spotify. Now, moving on to the next thing that we are going to be talking about, let us talk about Bongo 2. It seems like Bongo 2 is still out there trying to play these mind games. I guess after she decided to put that song out and she was throwing shots at her friend and she realized that, well, her friend doesn't have clout enough to share with her. Like, no matter what she says about Bongo 1, the Transformer, no one cares about it that much. So, and it didn't do much for her song. I mean, the song is out there flopping. She decided to go back to the drawing board and go for the one person that is capable of giving her clout, which is Onika. And at this point, it's pathetic, actually. The fact that she has to resort to playing these games and stuff like that just to get traction, it has to be very sad for an artist, For your creativity to be heard, you need to go at another person. You need a reaction from another person. That just translates into that person running your career for you. And it's just so sad. So she decided to step out in these pink boots, pink hair, pink hat, pink bag, and all of these things. And to me, it is very much giving reg baiting. But it seems like the Barbz are still giving her the clout that she's looking for. Because I went through the courts and it was the Barbz calling her out for all of this. So I'm just like, at this point, people just have to learn to look at what this girl does and just ignore her, because clearly she's not even she's just so shameless about it, And I know that pink doesn't belong to Nicki Minaj, but I also know very well that it wasn't a coincidence that she decided to wear that. And when you look at the face that she's making in those pictures, you can tell that this girl is looking for clout. And I hope Nicki Minaj continues to ignore her and to pay her dust, because even now, if she comes back trying to swing at Nicki Minaj, nobody's going to take it seriously, because you had an opportunity. And when you release songs, you were not, talking about Nicki Minaj or responding to Bigfoot. So now, if she does come back trying to throw shots at Nicki Minaj, obviously people are going to be like, well, clearly now you're just clout chasing because your last song flopped. So I do hope that Nicki continues to pay her dust. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, let us talk about Scarlip, okay? Now, if you have been following me for a very long time, you know that I have such a soft spot for Scarlip. I love her, okay? I find it hard to go hard at her, even if she does throw shade at people that I love. But with me, like I told you, she always gives me somebody who... I don't want to diagnose her, but you get what I'm saying. So it's very hard for me to go in hard on her. Like, you get what I'm saying. So when I see her posting things like this, honestly, it just breaks my heart. I don't know what it is that she might be going through. She did say that, well, I will disappear, but will return soon. Keep my name alive every day until I return. Okay? Now, of course, no one really knows what's going on. I don't know if she was just quoting lyrics, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it's a good message, you guys. And knowing how the music industry is like and how behind the scenes can be brutal in the entertainment industry, she doesn't give me the vibes of somebody who's very vile or who's able to play these massive dirty games for fame. So for such people, things can get hard behind the scenes, honestly. I don't think that she has the capacity to be doing, calculated dirty moves and stuff like that. If she does throw shade, to me, she looks like somebody who will throw shade, but it's not like calculated. She's not smart like that, in my own opinion. So I hope the music industry is not the one that's leading her into feeling this type of way, because that would just be sad. So yeah, I just send my prayers to her. I know that some of you are gonna come for me and like, how can you like her? She has said this, she has shaded Nicki, she has done this. But honestly, you get me. Now, moving on to another dud, let us talk about Queen Latifah. It is being reported that her show, the show that she's on, The Equalizer, has been cancelled after 5 seasons. And that's sad news. But I did see, of course, a couple of buffs celebrating this, and they were saying, listen, look at what the hating has caused you. Look at the bad karma that you got from hanging with Bongo too. Her energy rubbed off on you, and so that's why your show has been cancelled. It's because of the people that have like vampire energy that like basically suck the out of your career. And I'm just like, you guys, I don't think this was an overnight decision. If anything, I feel like even by the time that she was performing with Megan, it had already been cancelled. Hence the bitterness to come out here and perform unity and fake unity just to shade a person. I'm just playing. But you get what I'm saying. So let me know in the comment section what you think about The Equalizer being cancelled. And moving on to the final thing that we are going to be talking about. We're going to talk about academics. It seems like slowly academics is moving into acceptance that, his favorite Drake might not be holding any of these records by the end of, Kendrick Lamar's tour, because he's warming up to the idea. And it's very shocking to some Drake fans. They feel like he's beginning to switch up. But then again, I'm not surprised. This is why I find it funny when celebrities, use their resources to form alliances with bloggers. A blogger is going to be a blogger. So even if you give them money, even if you don't give them money, if they decide to move on to the next thing, they're going to do just that. So in my own opinion, it's better somebody switches up on you and you didn't spend any coin or any attention. You didn't give them some of your clout. And this is the lesson that the transformer is yet to learn. I've said it time and again that academics is loyal to nobody. And if academics can switch up on Drake, what about you, the transformer? Like, why would you waste your time? Those people that know, these are the type of people that annoy me. People that know that certain people don't F with them, but they still go out of their way to try and prove a point. Oh, I'm good, look at me. Oh, I'm going to still do you a favor until you like you. No, if somebody doesn't like you, they don't like you. And don't think that people who hate you for no reason don't know that you're a good person. They do know that. So honestly, going out of your way to try and appease and please bloggers is a waste of time. And this is the reason why several bloggers have got issues with certain female rappers, because certain female rappers really don't care about what you're going to say about them. But there are, of course, those that pander. So once one panders to them, they begin to feel entitled. Like, if this one is giving us attention and inviting us to their, private parties and talking to us about their marital problems, why can't you do the same? So honestly, this is an interesting dynamic. I will insert what academics had to say about the Kendrick Lamar tour, but I don't think that I'm going to be coming back after that. That being said, thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you had a lovely weekend. I personally did have a very, very beautiful weekend. That's why yesterday I didn't post anything, because it was my friend's birthday yesterday and we had to do a little something. And so, yeah, I just could not juggle doing that as well as just recording a video. But that being said, thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to turn on your notification bell. And until my next one, see you.
You're breaking these records, but you kind of did a little cheat code, right? I think Eminem went on stage on tour before, but it was just him, right? And No. That's unfair to do because we've given Drake the credit for having the highest grossing tour of all time. This and third. No. By the way, let me also try to extrapolate. GNX Grand National Tour. Will Kendrick possibly beat Drake's record of 320? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Kendrick is so petty he wants to beat every Drake record. How many dates? If you ask me, the average gross is going to be around 8 or 9 million. 8 or 9 million per show. Okay? 8 or 9 million on average. Like when you get to a bigger stadium like AT&T, yes, 11 million. But 8 or 9 on average. If we just give him the extra one or two to make it 10, Kendrick needs to have more than 32 shows to gross over 320 million. Will Kendrick beat Drake's record? Let's count up the dates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Now, some of these are arenas because once he goes overseas, he's not doing stadiums there, right? So once he goes to Frankfurt, like Deutsche Bank Park in Germany, I don't think it holds like 40,000. I don't think so. We could look. Capacity. Oh, never mind. It holds 58. God damn it. I might be wrong. Hamden Park. Capacity. Oh, these are stadiums. Oh, shit. It is still all stadiums. All right, let's look at this because I've seen arena. Capacity. Oh, wow. All these are like 50-something plus. Okay, all right. So if I'm anticipating, as long as he's selling around 40,000 tickets, he's going to get $8-9 million. Now, here's the thing. The It's a Blur tour. Now, this is what's going to happen, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the facts. I'm going to tell y'all the truth, right? I think Kendrick's going to beat the record, okay? He's going to beat the record. However, Drake is going to still have the record on technicality. Because Drake is going to have the record for shows within the United States and Canada. Kendrick is going to hit overseas beyond Canada. He's going to, after July 2nd. So he's going to Germany, Scotland. Which, by the way, I don't know why Drake doesn't do like full world tours and shit. Germany, Scotland, England, Netherlands, France, Wales, England, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Poland, Sweden. So it appears that I think Kendrick's going to have the overall record. However, Drake is going to have a technicality record of shows within the U.S. and also shows U.S. Canada. So that's what I think, right? So the first one, sorry. I don't think this was opening night. The second night was 9 million, right? The third night was 11 million. And I believe the first night was like, the first night was, what was that? Oh, by the way, he sold 49,000 tickets. Wow. There's a Twitter account called Touring Data. You guys should follow it. I think it's called Touring Data, right? Yeah, Touring Data. Yeah. They should be giving all the details. Okay. Kendrick is the second black man in history to gross over 10 million, joining The Weeknd. See? Why was Kendrick fans like, you see? That's what I told you. Anytime you see male black artists, it's The Weeknd. Because The Weeknd is just not rap. And he earns the highest grossing concert as a black man. Yo, why is this thing tweeting like that? Headliner, co-headlining with 11. Okay. He's the first rapper to gross over 10. All right. And they earned their most attended concert of all time with 51,000 tickets sold. Wow. Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. So far, 4 of 39 shows reported. The average ticket price is $220. 190,000 tickets sold. They have $42 million in revenue, which means so far for 4 shows they're averaging $10 million per show. Yeah, they're beating that. They're beating that record. They're gonna beat that record. They're gonna beat that record, chat. Not even gonna lie to you. Okay, all good. Congratulations to Kendrick. And for the Kendrick fans, I think this is a good time for them to be like, aha, to the Drake fans to be like, we're the bots now, nigga. Like, we're selling 50,000 tickets. Which shit, I'll give y'all credit for that. And yes, I could have all type of caveats. Oh well, SZA's doing. Congratulations, Kendrick, for that. Right? Okay. Damn, 42 million already. If we look at the top 5, top 5 highest grossing. Ooh, hip hop. Now, this is another technicality that's gonna happen. Is Kendrick's tour a hip hop tour? Yes, he's a rapper, but is it a hip hop tour? SZA is an R&B artist, and she's co-headlining. So if we consider this, we're gonna have to consider it in one category or another. Is this a R&B concert or a hip hop concert? Now, I think Kendrick's the A side, so they're gonna just say if we gotta pick one, it's a hip hop. But you know, the highest rap tours of all time is Drake, Travis, Kendrick, Big Steppers, Nicki, and 50. I'm wondering if GNX will be counted as a rap tour. And that will be another source of, you know, nuance. Like, oh, nah, it's not really rap. SZA doesn't, whatever. Somebody said, is Drake a hip-hop tour? Yeah, Drake has dropped hip-hop artist. Drake is a hip-hop artist. Okay, so you know, I think they're gonna roll this into it. Which, by the way, after 5 more shows, he's gonna pass 50, right? Or not 5 more, 6 or 7 more shows, he's gonna pass 50, and he's gonna be already, if they count this as a rap tour, he's gonna be behind his own record, which is Big Steppers, which is 110, and then he'll pass himself. Then around halfway through the tour, he'll pass Travis, and towards the last leg of the tour, he's going to topple and pass Drake. So I do predict, if they could consider this tour a hip-hop tour, despite an R&B act co-headlining, that this tour will go down as the highest grossing hip-hop tour, and I'm going to predict $400 million. I think 400 is going to be a round number. It's going to be I'm predicting the future here, chat. All the K-bots are going to be gleefully celebrating. They're going to make all type of references to Drake saying that his last record deal was 400 M's and Kendrick went on tour and got his 400 M's, whatever. I think that's what's going to happen. But I think Kendrick is going to roll straight through the 320 and get to 400. Yes, with the assistance of overseas dates outside of Canada and the USA, but okay? Hey, y'all could argue on Twitter if that should